Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be narrating my first YouTube video about Warhammer 40,000 and just the hobby in general. So what I'm doing here is just taking some 70% isopropyl alcohol. Here I'm just focusing on getting some of the dust and debris and hair and stuff off of the Ultramarine Sergeant. Next I'm going to go in here with some blue from Vallejo. I'm really struggling here to not say Vallejo. My high school Spanish is really doing its best to rear its head, but I'm going to try and keep it in its cage for now. So I'm just going around and I'm doing, I believe this would be described as like volumetric highlights. I'm really inspired by El Miniaturista on Instagram and on YouTube. The method is just really impressive to me. I'm sort of in a amateur way trying to replicate that. I found that doing the edge highlighting thing and being really by the book GW sort of painting guides was really fun for me to get into things and make things feel approachable. But I feel like I spent a lot of money and a lot of time trying to learn how to do somebody else's style without realizing how much fun it was to just start from scratch and take things a little less seriously. It is a hobby after all. Next here, I'm just going to take some red from the same company and try and do some volumetric highlights on top of the red Sergeant's helm and just sort of redefine some of those surfaces that had gotten a little chalky because of my dry brush techniques that I was using. Also, this is just a undercoat of, I want to say Mephiston red, and I don't think I really highlighted it up, so it needed a little bit of TLC. I'm also going to just take some of this Vallejo brown color, and what I'm going to do is go over my golden metallics. I think this is Runelord Brass. And then over it I have Retributor Armor, I want to say. And I'm just going over that. I'm going over the leather parts, the sling, the pouches. Then I got this, what is this, Azure something from Vallejo, which is just this lighter color from the standard kind of ultramarine navy blue. And I'm just going back over. What I ended up cutting out of the footage is that this color was like far too bright, so it just looked almost like pure white. So I had to blend it in with some of the original blue, and thankfully I've got sort of a 3-color highlight thing going on here over the base of McCragg blue from GW. Obviously this was put on, probably 4 or 5 years ago at this point, so it's had some time to age, like fine wine or something, fine vintage, if you will. The brown here for the armor lining is actually something I learned. I want to say I stole this technique from Jay from Eons of Battle on, I think, maybe the Ultramarines painting video, and I ended up doing it at a painting contest a few years ago, and I was very happy with the effect, but you'll be able to see that a little later. I also, at this point, I take I think this is like a flame orange, maybe? You'll have to forgive me, I'm not really used to the color names, but, you know, you get the picture. And I'm just going to go along and go on some of the raised areas on the helmet, make it look a little bit more fiery, give some more contrast. Then I'm going to make sort of like almost a wash with black and white from Vallejo. And I'm just going to cover the bolter with that and get some of this kind of ugly gold that I managed to spray all over it where it didn't belong. And it just made it look kind of messy and gross. I should mention that I have plans for this figure. This isn't exactly the entirety of, completing this guy. This isn't done. I do want to experiment with some of the AK Interactive Streaking Grime products. And also, I do want to drill the bolter holes out at some point. So I've got to up my arsenal and get some new equipment. Ooh, this part's fun. I haven't really done that much painting of quartered kind of things, but I thought I'd give it a try here. I've done these little tilt shields at different points, but I think this is one of my better ones, to be honest with you. I wanted to do a Ultramarines Omega on there, but I was like, I don't think so. It might just end up looking busy. Here, what am I doing here? I honestly don't know if I can tell you. Oh, yep. I'm sorry, the way I'm editing this, you can't really see it very well, but I'm actually just putting some Vallejo white in the eye sockets of the helmet. Then I'm taking some Tesseract Glow from Games Workshop from Citadel and just, sort of messily putting it where the white was. I've been doing some research on ways to get a similar effect for my just standard Battle Brothers that don't have green eye lenses. And it seems to me that the best product to do that would be the Vallejo product, which is sort of like technical paint. So I'm going to have to invest in that as well when I get some of these Battle Line Marines on the table for this series. I've got some Averland Sunset up next, and I'm just going to be doing that technique I was talking about that I learned from EOB, which is just putting some yellow over brown, and then you go in there with a little white highlight, and it gives this non-metallic metal effect, which I think is really nice. It's the way I'm doing it. I'm not as skilled, so it looks kind of gaudy, but it sells what I'm looking for. Then I just went in with a little bit of red and it made this kind of pinkish color to put on the scope on the bolter. Once again, it's a work in progress. I'm not entirely happy with it. Now I'm touching up the arrow with some white. Also trying to make the transfers look a little bit better. I hate transfers, I've got to be honest with you all. I don't like them. I got to get some microset and microsole. At this moment, I'm just not happy with the transfers. These are temporary. Oh, now I'm messing with the leather again. Now I'm working on the base with some Vallejo yellow. This is great for Cadian, khaki uniforms. Hopefully I'll have some on the channel. I've got a big Cadian force that is also chopped and needs some work. Very ugly. This is some action shots of putting wear on my leather parts that I don't think really would catch wear. Except for maybe the sling, maybe that's alright. I'm touching up the arrow for the tactical symbol, and that's where I'm going to leave it for now, guys. I will return to this series. I've got some other videos recorded, actually, but here you can see the before and after. I'm planning on calling this Chopped Chapter, Adeptus Scuffedstartes, something like that. But let me know what you think. This is going to be me revamping my Ultramarines 2nd Company, and probably my Cadian 8th as well. I've got plenty of stuff that I can make, so I appreciate if you stick around. If you like the video, if you want to subscribe, I've got more stuff I'm going to put out, so you'll be seeing more pretty soon. But thank you all for watching. Goodbye.